Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or whatever time you're watching this. I'm about to sneeze. Nope, I'm not. So every so often you'll see like a 4chan post or like some sort of, post or what Storytime, Reddit post, 4chan, whatever. And it'll be like this like guy who's maybe like an incel or a virgin or whatever. So it's like, okay, I wanna ditch my V card. So what he does is he hires a sex worker. And he explains it to the sex worker that this is his first time, and then like the sex worker will like refuse the money, hand his back his money, give him a hug, and be like, "Oh, your first time we should be with someone special." And what those used to really piss me off because it's like putting myself in the shoes of the guy. If I'm, like I'm paying for something, I want the thing I'm paying for. But then I thought about like, oh, sex workers are essentially small businesses, and businesses have the right to refuse service for any reason. Anyway, we're just doing a classic Ogryn build. I'm a little sleepy. What can I say? Cork Mark IV with the Flechette, or the Ripper Gun Mark II. Talents, the same as always. Heavyweight, smash 'em, best defense, big friendly rock. Soften them up, pumped up, indomitable stomping boots, trample. Slam, batter, strike true, bone breakers aura, tension seeker, no pushover, bruiser, get stuck in, frenzy blows, dominate, delight and destruction, heavy hitter, unstoppable, just getting started, and great cleaver. That's the build. Let's get into a game, shall we? Alrighty, and we're in. Ugh. I have a green apple Jolly Rancher I'm finishing off in my mouth right now. Oh. Ouch. Okay. I'm gonna say something, and I need to know, everyone to know, this is not a woe is me moment. This is gonna lead into another conversation. I'm just setting this up to set my view on the world. So, I'm like legally an incel. I just not an incel because I don't hate women. In fact, I love women. Women are pretty swag. Do you still say swag? Probably not. But like, my dating strategy is maybe someone will approach me, and then I'll. Oh, my cat's on my controller, and my controller is plugged in. Silly kitty. Let me move that real quick. I was like, why am I spinning? Is it lag? No, cat. How do I say this without sounding like a loser? So, as I said, that's my dating strategy. So maybe someone will approach me one day, and maybe it'll work out. Probably won't. I haven't been dealt the best cards in life. Definitely not the worst cards, but, I have an ace in my hand, but the aces are low, So, it could be better, could be worse. My dating life is, pretty bad because I'm, at least an hour and a half from anywhere, social where that sort of stuff can happen. I don't drink alcohol, so bars are already, a no-go. And, I don't do drugs either, so that's also, a no-go for any, clubs, I guess. And even if I did drink, all the bars near me are, my town's, old people town. Woo! A scab bomb around here somewhere. There it is. Just punched his cranium off. So yeah, that's why my dating strategy is pretty much just I'll put out, I'll sit in the fishing boat and maybe a fish will jump into my boat. But even then, sometimes I'm I'm thinking about, logistically, even if that were to happen, let's break it down ultramarine style. And this sounds, really lewd, needlessly, this isn't trying to be, me self-deprecating. This is me being, theoretical about it, analytical about it, So, okay, here's the theoretical, right? a woman approaches me, they're interested in me, want to go on a date. Okay, that's the theoretical. Theoretical happens, we go on the date. I'm not a very interesting person. That's just the truth. That's a practical. I'm not a very interesting person. I don't have much passion for much. I don't really have, kind of like, I have a personality, but I'm very like boring. I'm a bland individual. And this is me not shitting on myself. I think bland people need to exist so that the eccentric people can shine. I don't mind being bland. Being bland means I'm like, I'm chill. Maybe bland is not the right term. I feel like bland is maybe a little too negative. I'm like, I guess maybe like plain? I don't know, plain's like a little... Yeah, plain feels a little bit better than bland. Once again, I'm not saying this to insult myself. So I'm just saying I'm not like a very exciting person. Let me feel these plasma gunners real quick. So, and then, this person goes on a date. We go on a date. She realizes, oh, this person's just not very exciting. Kind of wasted my night. It is what it is. We go our separate ways. She never calls me again. And I pay for the meal because that's how I roll. And then, so the practical of it is that, like, just when this person, like initiates this conversation, I just be honest, like, hey, I appreciate the gesture. I'm sure there's, like, a camera somewhere or whatever. But I'm gonna let you know now, I'm not a very exciting person. I don't have a lot of money to my name. And, like, you're way out of my league, more than likely. So that's, like, is that, like, loser mentality? Kinda, yeah. But, like, I'm not, this is just, like, mental exercises in my brain. This is not something I actually have done. Mostly because, that whole waiting for someone to approach me has not worked out. But I'm not expecting it to, right? Ow, where did that dog come from? I'm trying to, like, choose my words carefully so I don't just, like, be like, I'm a loser, kill me. Because I don't think, like, I'm a loser. Like, I'm not, like, the most exciting person, but I don't think I'm, like, a fucking loser. I mean, maybe some people would think I am. Definitely have some, like, loser hobbies. Sorry, 40K is a loser hobby. We all have to come to terms with that. Nah, I'm just kidding. 40K is cool as fuck. Although some people might describe it as loser hobby. Not me, though. I love 40K. I love Ultramarines, which is why I break this down to a theoretical and practical. It's like the practical is just to be like upfront, right? Like it's not like being like, oh, I don't deserve to date a woman. It's like being like, hey, you're gonna learn about this on the date, but just to sort of, sort of to count the chicken before it hatches here. Let me just be upfront with you. Like I'm not the most exciting person. And like, I've got the universe has sort of like set it up to where, like, as I said, dating is very like sort of out the window for me. And like, not only that, like, I don't think I'm like hideous, but like on a good day, if I'm being generous, like if I'm having a really good hair day, I'll say like I'm a 6.5. But generally I'm like sitting nicely on a 5, a dink. That's me, like, rating myself, so I don't know how other people would feel. My grandma thinks I'm handsome, so maybe that's all that matters. Sorry if my mic is making noises. My cat is putting his big butt against it. Mr. Civic, stop putting your big old butt against the mic. I'm trying to hear all that cake jiggling. Random ammo kit in sort of the middle. So, like, just being honest and upfront, being like, hey, I think, like, assuming this isn't some, like, elaborate pyramid scheme you're about to lure me into, I'm gonna let you know now, like, to make sure like no expectations are amiss, I'm not a very exciting person. Yeah, I live a very, like, simple life, and that's okay. Okay, there's too much going on right now. It's incredibly red. Well, that sucked. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. And to sort of cut the rambling I was doing, Teal there, you know, my dating pool, or like ability, is incredibly inhibited by where I live, my financial situation, the powers that be that constructed my face to be in a rather middling way, and, you know, like, whatever spark that people have that, like, attract people to them, I just don't have, generally. And this is not being like a woe is me moment. This is like a fully practical analysis of myself. If I hit L3 on the camera of my life and hit go into third person and hit detective mode, you will see that spark missing. And to expand into that, now I'm going to talk about incels at large, myself excluded. So, obviously, your average incel probably doesn't hate women. Like, the average internet incel despises women. But in real life, most of them are probably like me. They're just like, you know, even if they want to, they just don't have either, like, the looks, because, like, let's be real here. You know, like, people online always say, oh, it doesn't matter how you look, it's matter how you are. No, looks definitely matter. People who are hot have an easier chance in dating. That's just the objective truth. To deny that is to deny reality, right? And we don't need to deny reality, and that's not like a bad thing. Hot people, if you're lucky enough to be hot, other hot people want to bang you. It's just how it works. But like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So, like, you know, like, I say incel, like, people who don't title themselves incel. Like, do I fit the description of an incel minus hating the woman part? Probably. Do I consider myself one? No, because I think that's, like, stupid to call myself one. It's just, I don't get pussy. That's, like, really all I need to say. But every so often you'll hear, like, people talk about it, and it's like people who have had some success with women talking about incels. And I feel like some analysis of, like, the online incel is, like, correct, because the online incel wears their heart on their sleeve. But, like, no one has the right answer for people in a situation similar to my own, right? Like, people who are in my situation and also feel really shitty about it. And, like, having, like, once again, I've said this before, but I'm, like, fully ready to die alone. And I don't see that as, like, a bad thing. I just see it as, like, it's probably what's going to happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, hey, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's like, you know, making sure that I don't overhype myself for the Elden Ring Night Ring DLC, which I will be purchasing day one. The new Strength Face character, she's hot. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, wait, cut all that out. So, like most of the people that, like, oh, you know, that try to, like, I don't know, cure incels, always like, oh, you know, just, like, they always say something along the lines of, like, oh, like, take a year to yourself, don't think about women, and just focus on improving yourself, hit the gym or whatever, implying that they have a gym, like, close to them. It's like, if you don't have a gym, work out at home. Okay, they can work out at home. Cool. It still doesn't solve the issue of where the location of where they live. Dating apps are fucking awful. I wouldn't recommend anyone to get on dating apps. Dating apps are actually the surefire way to destroy your self-esteem. It's like, okay, maybe they also don't have a lot of money, so they can't really afford to go on dates. You know, like, even, like, the cheap ones. Because the cheap, there's almost, like, no such thing as a cheap date anymore, folks. Unless you, like, unless, like, a cheap date is, like, inviting a woman back to your home. And for a first date, one, not a lot of women are willing to do that. And two, even less of, like, the incels that we're talking about are, like, a woman in my home? No. because like I live with my family, you know, like I can't. Look, you know, I love my mom, but she's not a very good host. Okay, for a myriad of reasons. And it's like, it's just one of those things where like, there's no like for your online incel, it's like, oh, start looking at women as human beings, and your chances with women will go up, and that is true. But then there's like, that's just like only looking at one factor. Like no one, I've never heard like a good answer on like solving the incel problem, or like solving people's dating issues, and like in situations similar to mine, which are probably like the most common. Right? Like like I don't think my situation is very unique at all. Like all things considered, especially in America. Like if you're not living in New York or like a walkable city, it's kind of just like fucked. Like especially with these gas prices. Like let's break it down financially. Let's say a guy works $15 an hour. That's well above minimum wage in some states, and that's the California minimum wage. Say they live like an hour and a half away from a club, and they're like, okay, I'm willing to go out to the club. So they drive about an hour and a half. It's like $40 a gas. Like if you do it for like 3 times, gas ain't cheap, especially in California these days. And then they got to pay to get in the club, which I don't really know like the rates for that. It's like, I'm just gonna say it's probably like $40 at least, another $40. Then they gotta buy drinks, and those are like $13 a glass, you know. And then like, oh, maybe you want to buy a girl a drink, that's another $13. It's just like financially, if you do that, so like for one night, that is over $100 for a chance that you might not even like, get a girl's number. And then say they do that a few times. That adds up. And then they still got to pay rent, still got to pay bills. Like if you're working 40 hours a week, 15 an hour, you're pulling like what? And if you, let's say you get paid bi-weekly, because I feel like that's the most common, you're pulling like, I don't know, like $1,200 back, like pre-tax or something like that. It's just not a lot, It's just not a financially thing. I mean, this is common info, which is why like Twitch streams are more popular than movies nowadays, because guess what? Twitch is completely free. All you need is you don't even need a computer. You can watch it on your dang phone. You can watch it on a tablet. You can help. I can watch it on your PS5, whatever, right? And like third spaces are getting like as I said, there's almost no such thing as a cheap date anymore, right? Like you can definitely find some like more niche places, but once again, like whenever there's like, oh, there's cheap first dates, take her to a park. I don't live near a park. I live like 3 hours from the nearest like park. Okay, so that's one thing, right? And I'm just using myself as an example of this, but it's definitely true, right? Oh, take her to the river. I don't live near a fucking river. I don't even know how to get to a river. It's like yeah, the movie is probably like the cheaper one depending on the area, because like movies around me is like for 4 people was like $80. It's more affordable. But like I don't think a movie's a very good first date, to be honest. Like I think movies like second date, to be honest. I think like even second date feels like I think you could definitely do second date if the first date goes really well. But I feel like a movie's like at least a third date, probably, right? Just because that's like an hour of you two not talking. Ow. Ow. Why are these guys not getting staggered? It's really starting to grind my goose. a med box in here. Nope, celerity stem, we'll take it. So, like, yeah, it's just, like, the dating scene is already, like, really expensive just in general, especially if you're, like, paying for the date, like yourself, which is, you know, the standard, like, expectation for men. Which is, like, not a bad thing, I'm saying. Although, like, you can probably, like, I think women more nowadays are more willing to split date costs generally. But even then, that's like spending, we'll just say, like, on average, $100 hoping that it goes well. Because, like, this is gonna sound really fucked up, like, you might not get anything out of it. You have to be, like, ready to kind of, like, waste $100. Now you may be saying, oh, but you're not wasting $100 because what if you had fun? I'm like, yeah, but, like, you can enjoy yourself at the time, but, like, if there's nothing that comes out of it, it feels like a bit of a waste, you know? Ouch. I feel like that's not crazy to say. So, like, you know, there's, like, no right. And the thing is, I really like having this conversation because I think it's generally something that, like, should be talked about more, right? Like, how, like, dire the dating situation is in America. Or at least maybe especially America, you know, if not the world. Like, excluding because it feels like whenever this is talked about, it's always talked about, like online dudes who, like, hate women. Which is like, yeah, those guys should be talked about. But, like, they're not the only people struggling to find a date, right? Normal people are struggling to date. And unfortunately, the conversation is completely dominated by the two extremes of, like, shitting on incels, like the ones who hate women, and are terminally online, which is, you know, I'd argue a good thing to do. I hate ragers. Can these dogs, like, fuck off? Woo. I dodged back. I'm gonna die for that too. Damn gunners are locked on to me. I might have doomed us. No! My chungus life. Nice. So, like, yeah, it's just like there is that medium that I feel like is forgotten, and only, like, if it is talked about, it's only talked about, like, yeah, times are tough. It's like, I think it's an interesting conversation to have that is just dominated by the two extremes of, like, red pill dudes who only debate college women on their, like not, like, just barely in college women, like these 20-year-old girls who, you know, aren't, like, ready for some, like, fucking 40-year-old man to, like, try to ego them. Well, some of them are. Shit, what's that girl's name? Charlie? I saw her absolutely dominate one of these fuckers. I don't even know the guy's name. It's not worth knowing. He's a loser. But it's so funny how mad he gets. He's like one of those guys that tries to play like, oh yeah, women are like more emotional than men or whatever. Which is like just not true. But she was like, you know, he was like being misogynistic and shitting on her or whatever for whatever reason, you know, just being a shit. And she was like, well, yeah, I mean, like, you have your entire, I know you don't believe in your entire ideology because your wife has 3 baby daddies. Like, you know, you espouse all these traditional values, but you don't live them yourself. And he got very upset about that, started calling her slurs and be like, oh, fuck you, cunt, don't talk about my wife. You eat snaz? Who the fuck says snaz? Not anyone under the age of like 42, that's for sure. He just like called her like slurs and stuff. It's like, yeah, get wrecked, buddy. He was also the guy that couldn't open the fucking jar of peanut butter and be like when he couldn't, he like blamed the girl. Like, so like they brought out this fucking jar of peanut butter because like, I don't know, women can't open peanut butter because women or whatever. And the girl was like, no, I can't open this. Shit's too tight. Whatever. You got your gotcha. Fuck you. Open it. And he tried opening it and he couldn't fucking get it to move. He's like, well, your fucking girly lotion hands slipped it up. She's like, I'm not wearing any lotion. I didn't put on any lotion. It's like, well, you fucking tightened it, clearly. It's like, This is very funny. Anyway, fuck my freaking chungus life or whatever. What was I gonna talk about? I had other shit to talk about other than this incel conversation shit. Oh yeah, also like, if you made this far into the video, I'm gonna let you know now. This is not, at no point would I want anyone to be like, oh my gosh, no, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm not being hard on myself. Once again, as I said, this is not like a woe is me and my life is so sad, and, you know. I'm not being like, oh, pity me, I'm so sad. No, I'm just speaking the truth in my life. So if anyone, if you go in the comments and try to write some encouraging fucking like bullshit, I will just delete it. I'm not kidding. I don't want to see that shit. That's not what this video is for. It's to talk about the conversation of the middleman of the incel convo, the guy who, you know, doesn't hate women online all day. And I don't even know if I'd really call them an incel, because it's like, I feel like incel is such like a negative like connotation with it now. It's like not really like, you know, if you say someone who just doesn't has very bad dating, or like bad luck in dating, you don't really call them an incel, because like, I feel like you kind of need to hate women for that. This is a bad res. Okay, we're good.
Are you tired? Embrace the Omnissiah's purpose. Let it buy you.
Did you see that guy just ignore my shove? Isn't that crazy, right? Anyway, to speak on Warhammer for a bit, a bunch of people are mad that Ogryn and Chiron died, like, quote-unquote, off-screen. And I'm like, they're Space Marines. Like, part of being a Space Marine is that even though you're, like, some big shot, maybe even, like, honorable, noble warrior, 90% of the time, your death is going to be ignoble. It's going to be, quote-unquote, off-screen. To be a Space Marine is to consign yourself to death. You will die in battle, and more often than not, it will not even be a worthy one. Like, at least Chiron and Ogryn sold their lives to like, defeat the Hive. Like, to defeat a tendril of the Hive, right? Like, that's more than a lot of Space Marines can say. So, like, I feel like, I mean, it would have been cool to see Ogryn and Chiron die in a book, but, like, I don't know. They're Space Marines. They're, you know, like, a lot of the times as a Space Marine, you are gonna die to that stupid fucking orc, right? You are gonna die to that, like Eldar just being better than you. You know, it's just like, just how it works. Like, as a Night Lords fan, like, you know, most of my guys die for aura farming purposes. For other races. Except Talos. Talos died for aura farming for the Night Lords. Let's be real with ourselves here. I thought the dog would jump. Oh, yeah, whatever. Fucking Ragers. I feel like not having Impact actually does make it worse to fight against Ragers. I feel like I should put Impact back on. So I feel like Cleaver's nice, but I feel like the knife doesn't need it. And I feel like not having the Impact actually makes it worse to fight against Crushers and Ragers and stuff. So I should put it back on. Hopefully the sniper just kind of bleeds out. Oh my god, another sniper. I am so upset. Goddamn dog. Release me. My goddamn bull charge got caught in the goddamn corner.
Stay back, zombie.
God damn, where are these dogs coming from, man? Oh my, more dogs, more dogs! This is a truly absurd amount of dogs. Get me out of here. A lot of dogs, the gunners are locked in, ragers. Shit sucks out here.
Waypoint Amphitheater. Achieved. Employ access ciphers to gain entry. Find stims. Try not to die. Extract.
Yeah, I've been hearing the same damn joke every time I do my job nowadays. So many times, I just don't even, like, give them the pity laugh anymore. So they'll be like, oh, are you looking to replace any windows in the home? Are you looking to upgrade any windows? And I was like, no, but it'll take that house. And they look at me and I just kind of like, just look past them and ask the next person. They just kind of walk away defeated. It's just, I don't want to hear it.
Never volunteer for nothing.
Just, it's so bland, so overdone. I don't, like, I know that they don't know that I hear that joke every fucking, like, day, at least, like, 20 times. And, like, 20 times is, like, a good day, I think.
Indeed. Access the roof controls.
Oh, the dog still got me. Woo. Let's hopefully apply a little bleed onto that. I hate it when the gunners fucking walk and shoot. It's so annoying. Like, the gunners are so locked in and they're walking and shooting, it's cringe. Stop walking and shooting, that's illegal. Dang, I got shoved out of the way on that. Ow.
Watch it.
Must signal the extraction team. Wow.
Where's that sniper?
The sniper.
Combat data analysis begun. A useful trove for the claiming.
That's the person your team.
Oh, Bram's always the optimist.
Reason to ensure their possible last moments are caught on record.
I thought there was a sniper up here. Did I not see a sniper line? Maybe he was on the other side of me. Like that way.
Completion imminent.
Oh my god, the gunners. Alright. Gunners, chill the fuck out. I missed. Go stand by the extract. I hear a scab trap around here. Yep, there it is.
Your mission is
Alright, and we're out.
concluded. Should you wish to leave, now is the time.
Nice shot. Whew. Oh, my back. It itches. I must scratch it. Oh, but my arm doesn't reach. Oh, Oh, I'll find my bag scratcher. And we got a rip gun. If you missed the front of the video, thank you for watching, like, subscribe, or don't. I'm not your mother, but you better brush teeth. Have a good one. Bye-bye.